Dan from KCF CrossFit. I want to take a couple of minutes to talk about a movement that can be kind of frustrating for people, and that movement is the medicine ball clean. Now, the medicine ball clean is essentially a deadlift followed by a quick shrug that flows right into a front squat, and then you stand all the way up with it. It seems like a really complex movement, and there certainly are a lot of pieces to it. But what I like to do to make the movement a little bit more digestible is to talk about it in the simplest terms possible. So instead of thinking of it as deadlift and shrug into a front squat and then standing up with it, I like to use more simple terms. So I think of it as stand, shrug, squat, stand. And notice the way I've written these out here, because that also kind of describes the tempo of the movement. Stand, followed by a quick shrug right into a squat and stand. So in my head, I'm thinking stand, shrug, squat, stand. And I found that if I can get people to focus more on that shrug, we tend to see less activity with the arms. We don't see as much curling, we don't see as much pulling, we don't see as much tossing. So what I want you to think is stand, shrug, squat, stand. The last piece that I want to mention is taking the load, the medicine ball, through its entire range of motion. So that means when you receive the ball at the bottom of the front squat, you've got to stand all the way up with it. It's not uncommon to see folks do things like this, dropping the ball before they stand up with it. That will happen sometimes folks will do that on every single rep. We'll most often see it on the very last rep. So let's say you're doing 10 reps, you go 9, 10, and then off I go to do my other things. Technically that's a no rep. You didn't stand the load through its entire range of motion. So again, simplify the movement. Think stand, shrug, squat, stand, and make sure you do that last part, which is to stand all the way up with the load. Hopefully that helps you simplify this movement in your head and takes it from a movement that is frustrating and slow into a movement that you can kind of cruise through rep after rep after rep to keep the intensity nice and high. Play around with that and let me know what you think. Thanks.